the universe does love us. Earwigs are not Chihuahua style.
Unless you're in Australia.
Never.
Oh, fuck no.
Never go there. Everything wants to kill you.
Yeah.
Have you seen the freaking, like, huge-ass spiders? I can't remember what they're called, but they're, like...
They're massive.
Like
They just, like,
banana spiders?
Maybe. They just, like, are in the house and, like, they don't care. Like, the Australians don't care that they're in their house and they're huge.
I know what you're talking about, and they just, like, climb on the walls and the ceilings.
I don't even mind spiders that much. Like, I will catch and release spiders instead of just kill them. Like, if I'm alone and no one else sees the spider to freak out about it, I'll just, like, scoop it up in a cup or something and let it go outside.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do with spiders, too.
We need them.
We do.
Just to eat the fucking earwigs.
Fuck yeah.
That we don't need.
That we don't need.
Okay.
All right.
We can't help ourselves.
It's a problem. We're just yappers.
Yeah, we are. Thankfully.
Thankfully.
Yeah, this
wouldn't be happening if we were all like stoic, quiet.
Right. I'm pretty excited about these two episodes.
I know,
you guys.
same.
This sounds super interesting. Okay, let's do this.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay, yeah, you start. You start, my bad.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I can't even. Okay. Okay. Sorry.
It is a laughing morning.
It is a laughing morning.
This is like literally the first time I've laughed since Tuesday.
Oh.
Needed it.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
get them.
Yeah, get those
Good vibes,
endorphins
yeah.
and serotonins going. Okay, all right, here we go. I'm Shandi, and I'm starting an orphanage for wayward haunted dolls.
I'm Kylee, and I cry in the middle of the night.
Same. I'm Craig, and La Pascualita's not like other mannequins. And this is Seance with My Siblings, Haunted Doll Edition. Bum bum bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Horror sounds.
Oh, scary noise.
All right, guys. This one is super interesting, and just like the theories about this mannequin are kind of like wild. So let's get into it, I guess. So in 1930, the store Le Populaire owner Pascuala Esparza brought a strangely familiar mannequin to the display window of the store. La Pascualita is said to haunt the staff and customers of La Populaire. Sorry. Many people saying that the mannequin has strikingly realistic features like detailed hands with fine lines, hair on her knuckles, dirt under her fingernails, realistically glazed over eyes, and facial features. The varicose veins on her varicose veins on her legs, which
Sexy.
yeah, like why
A mannequin that's just a normal mannequin
doesn't
would not
have varicose veins?
Yeah.
No one is painting varicose veins or sculpting varicose veins on the legs of female mannequins.
Mm-mm.
Have you guys seen pictures of her hands? They're like, her knuckles are hairy, like her hands look so very realistic.
I actually have not.
And it's spelled Pascualita. Just like her hands.
Oh, I love Atlas Obscura. They have an article about her.
Yes.
Oh, that
Like-
was
Okay.
fucking freaky as fuck.
I'll jump.
Is it just like the hand?
It just came up like her eyeballs were just
yeah.
there suddenly.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah, she looks wild. Very realistic.
Okay, well. I don't see dirt under her fingernails, but I've never seen a mannequin
hands like that.
Yeah.
Not even my sex doll has hands that are that realistic.
Damn, they need to step up the game. Like, what?
She does have a better manicure than La Pascualita, but just kidding.
All right. So, yeah, varicose veins on her legs, super weird.
Mm-hmm.
The mannequin, I didn't like find any pictures of her legs though.
And she's like, her face is not an attractive mannequin face. Like if she were a living human still, she would be beautiful, but
for a mannequin?
For a mannequin,
it's like that uncanny valley.
Yeah.
It's not like the stereotypical mall mannequin. Yeah. Like it's like so like unique.
Right.
In many ways.
Yes. Those hands are not. That's dead people hands, guys.
That is
Come
dead people
on.
hands.
Okay, sorry, Craig.
No, you're totally fine.
Go on.
All right. Okay, sorry. The mannequin has been seen like changing facial expressions. Her eyes move. Passerbyers hear like heels walking behind them and whispers in their ears when they're like walking by the storefront window. Others say they've seen her walking around the shop at night and even like dancing in the empty store. Yeah.
Okay, so like not like a ghostly visage of the mannequin, but
no, like the actual mannequin.
The actual
mannequin. Like it's not in its display up front in the window.
Like, she comes alive like today's. Oh, you guys are too young. There was a TV show called Today's Special when I was little.
Special, okay.
And it was about a department store. And at night, there was a mannequin that came alive and like would hang out with the woman who would do all the displays in the store. And they were always trying to hide from the security guard named Sam Crenshaw.
Okay.
Why do I remember that? I don't know. His cat's name was Penelope.
Oh.
And he was a puppet. It wasn't like a real person playing the security guard. It was a puppet.
Oh.
Okay. That's interesting.
So yeah, she's just like today's specialing it up in her store.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I think of like alive mannequins, I think of the Doctor Who episode where obviously it's aliens and not actually mannequins because it's Doctor Who, but they're like taking over the department store and yeah.
That special sounds like creepy, like just having the puppet be like the act, like the person. Ooh, that just.
He was delightful.
It was like a joyful movie. Yeah, like it wasn't supposed to be scary.
Show.
Okay,
it was not scary. No,
it would be.
It was not scary at all.
Okay,
if I watched it today, I don't know what I would think, but like little teeny 5-year-old me thought it was delightful.
Oh yeah, fun puppets, live mannequins.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
sounds like a party.
Yeah.
So, many believe that visiting the store around your wedding day will grant good fortune and a long, happy marriage.
Yeah.
So, that's cool.
Do you get better fortune if you buy the dress that La Pascualita is wearing?
So...
buy it off of her?
That's... I don't think so. That would be so scary. Like, I feel like you'd be haunted. Yeah. Right? But I'm sure people did. And like do.
Yeah, because people buy the clothing off of mannequins all the time.
Because like, especially if they don't know the tea behind the mannequin.
They're just like, this is fine.
Yeah. So legend says that La Pascualita is actually an embalmed corpse bride daughter of Pascuala. Many locals saw a striking resemblance to Pascuala's deceased daughter who was bitten by a black widow spider on her wedding day.
That's just rude.
Yeah. Who looks like she was placed in the window of the shop because her mother wanted to keep her close. And there are like other theories that some believe that a magician would visit the store to bring the mannequin to life at night, which explains the mannequin being seen like dancing around.
Freaking magicians.
Yeah. Just like some random magician.
It looks like she ages too. In all of these pictures, there's different like lines around her eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And like, yeah, I want to see.
It's so scary. She freaks me out.
Yeah,
it is hard to freak me out, but she's doing
looks
it.
so very real. Like,
Yeah.
I see why people thought she was like the corpse.
The hair.
The hair and
Yeah.
the eyebrows and the eyelashes.
Uh-huh.
Right. Yeah. I can't
Like, so
look
it makes
at
sense.
her face anymore.
Yeah, no,
I can't
she's
do it.
very creepy.
Yeah.
And like when the mannequin's mom died, when the mannequin's mom passed away, she left in her will that like only, and like this was happening also while she was alive and like taking care of the mannequin. Only a special group of people could like change the mannequin,
So they
like
do
from
change
dresses.
her.
Yes,
Okay.
they would like change.
That'd be so hard because she's like a corpse. I'm guessing as the years go by, like in other stories of corpses that have been kept, they start replacing stuff with like plaster and things.
Right.
So at some point, there's really not any corpse left.
Yeah, probably. I feel like that might be this case, most likely, if she is a corpse.
Yes.
Which, so very likely to think about, because, like, look at her. Go look up a picture of her.
Right now.
Maybe.
Right now.
Maybe don't.
Not if you're driving.
Not in,
Safely when you can.
look up
Responsibly and safely look up a picture.
a picture. Yes. You'll be like, oh my gosh, she's not like other mannequins.
She's not like the other girls.
She's
I'm not like other girls.
She's a spooky bitch.
And like spookier than other spooky bitch mannequins.
Because she's a corpse. Sorry.
Actually a corpse.
Yeah.
Potentially. Allegedly.
But I guess people have like, what are they called?
What?
I'm not sure.
Sorry, like
I'm
the
trying
people
to read
who
your mind.
I know, like the people who embalm bodies, morticians, and like people who put for taxidermist, yeah, formaldehyde. That one.
I thought you were
Those
going to
people
say something about fur.
So anybody that like works
has looked at her
in the like funeral industry or knows about like preserving corpses of any sort, dead bodies of any sort, so taxidermist,
or anything like that. Say like, oh, like it's not likely that she's actually a corpse anymore. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I also think maybe just like the spirit went into the mannequin, and I wonder if that can make like the spirit entering a mannequin can almost like bring the features of the spirit up front.
Maybe I would say
maybe.
Sure, why
like,
not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
And like that's why she struck such a resemblance.
Or if she was sculpted from the face, the dead face.
That's how they made CPR dummies, was from the face of a dead person.
Oh, sexy.
I didn't know that. That's
I've made out with Resuscitation Annie so many times, the CPR training. Cool. Love this. Thanks for that.
The more you know.
Little rainbow.
There's a rainbow now.
There is a rainbow now. That's so funny. But yeah, she's just super creepy. And
oh, gross.
Yeah.
She is really cool. I do want to see her. I would bring
One
her
day.
an offering.
Yeah. It would be cool to see her for sure.
Can we get her to America? Is she for sale?
Ooh.
Probably not.
Well, yeah.
So I saw some things that said she was maybe actually replaced. So in like, I don't remember the exact year, but she was brought to like a haunted object show.
Oh.
Like in Mexico, but away from like Chihuahua, Mexico. That's probably how you say that, right? Chihuahua? Yeah. Okay. I'm not just like Chihuahua.
When I said Chihuahua earlier, I'm just being an idiot and saying it like how Peter would when we had Chihuahuas. Because I inherited Chihuahuas when Peter came to me.
I absolutely forgot about that.
Chihuahuas.
They're so silly and noisy. Little mouse.
Mousy.
She's a pomchi.
Yeah.
Yes. But I guess she was like either... So there were people that were like, okay, she was either taken by the police because they were like, this is a corpse. What are you doing?
Corpse. You cannot have this here, y'all.
Yeah. Or like someone bought her and like she was just like replaced with like another mannequin.
And now she's like in someone's private and now shit collection.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, damn it. And it's not in ours.
Yeah,
maybe that's why she looked different in those pictures.
Maybe.
If she was replaced.
But if they replaced her, they made a new one that looks
Real
But this
familiar.
isn't necessarily fact. It's just
This
like
is
based off people being like, oh, she looks different. So they came up with these ideas like, oh, maybe she was like, yeah.
But if she looks different, it could be because they have to keep replacing parts
That
also.
too.
And like
That's a
like,
creepy theory.
Re-upping, that's not the correct verbiage.
Mm.
They have
Keeping
to
up
keep
with.
maintenance on her face because like, yeah.
Yeah.
So really, if at one point it was a corpse, it wouldn't be anymore. It would all be like wax and plaster and
something completely different.
it's all smoke and mirrors now.
Yeah.
Like the ship of Theseus.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, that's a topic for another
I'm an
time.
uneducated swine.
It's basically, I can't remember the whole story, but
That's
like
okay.
there's a boat, a ship, and it makes a journey to a specific place every year, and they have to keep replacing the parts of the boat as it ages.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so it's not like that boat that made that original
No.
voyage.
Ooh,
Right.
okay.
Now it's just the idea of that boat.
Yes.
Cobbled together pieces at a time.
That's wild.
Yes.
Like you do with old things.
Mm-hmm.
Craig's over here like
Gross. I was just like picturing someone like replacing like everything that's old. Like just like in a dystopian world or like futuristic, whatever. Just like replacing like body parts and like just keeping you alive forever.
Like Repo the Genetic Opera.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Have you seen that?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
I'll have
I
to watch
have
it.
heard about it.
Oh, you guys, you are missing out. We need to watch it.
Yes.
Let's watch it.
We have so many things
We
to
have
watch.
we need to
Giles
make a
from
list.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer is in it.
Okay.
And Sarah Brightman, the opera.
Oh,
singer.
yes. You were telling me about this recently.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't seen it in years, but it was so good.
Yes,
Anyway.
we'll definitely have to watch. But yeah, that's it for La Pascualita.
Yay!
Yay.
She's so scary.
She is scary.
Her face, you guys, her eyes, yikes. Haunting.
They just look, everything about her looks too real.
Yeah,
And it's just
yeah.
uncanny.
Yes.
Perhaps we'll post pictures on the gram.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's,
Our social media.
we do have social
We have
media.
social medias.
LOL.
Seance with my siblings.
It's easy to find because it's
Yes.
just the name of our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right.
I guess I will tell y'all about Mandy the doll.
Woo!
Ooh.
So she's got a lot of lore around her, and she's only been, I guess, like mainstream since the 1990s, but she's already got a lot of like different origin stories and speculation about her past and all sorts of fun things. So we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Exciting.
So, her origin story number 1. In the dead of night, a woman was awoken by the sound of a baby crying. The cries were loud and coming from the basement. The only problem? A baby was not present. Upon investigation, all that was found in the basement was a curtain billowing in the breeze of an open window.
Yeah, because someone came and stole the
gosh,
baby.
They snatched the baby.
There was no baby, though.
Oh, okay. Fine.
That's what-
Well,
yeah,
good. I'm glad
Yeah.
no one was kidnapped.
That's why the crying was
Just go see.
weird,
Yes.
because there was no
That's
baby.
why it was scary
There's always
crying,
ghost
because there's no
cries.
babies.
Yes. This was not the first time she'd heard a baby crying from her basement, and although
Yeah.
she investigated these sounds on many more occasions, she never discovered the reason for them.
Huh.
As the noise became more pronounced and louder and began to wake her in the night more frequently, she became convinced it was a doll that was haunted.
Oh, okay.
The
All
woman
right.
kept a doll named Mandy in her basement among her other antiques.
Well, that's rude. Mandy doesn't want to be in the basement.
Yeah,
she's
that's why she's
lonely and
crying.
sad. That's why
Yeah.
she's
She's
crying.
like, come get me, please.
She's
I
like
want to
literally
be upstairs
yeah.
in the lights.
I want to be where the people are.
The mouse.
So she decided not to keep it.
Oh.
Not wanting to throw away an antique, though, she donated it to a museum, the Queensland District Museum. Sorry, I said that way wrong. Quesnel and District Museum in British Columbia. The donor states that after donating Mandy, the sounds and disturbances stopped.
Hmm.
Origin story 2.
Adds up.
On a cold winter's night, an old man was on his way home. He heard the sound of a baby crying in the darkness and quiet and became worried because it was freezing out. He followed the sound of a baby crying into an abandoned building. In another story, it said it was an abandoned farmhouse.
Okay, but
So-
this is says built.
An abandoned something or other. where he found the body of a dead girl with a doll clutched in her arms. The girl was frozen with blue-tinged lips, and upon calling the police had learned that she had been dead for several hours and that it was not possible that she had been the one crying.
Oh, that's so sad.
After the investigation, the doll was donated to the Quesnel District Museum in British Columbia. So that's origin number 2.
I think the first one's more believable.
Yes.
Definitely.
And then here's the official statement by the Quesnel District Museum in British Columbia. Mandy came to live with us in 1991 and is now close to 100 years old. The donor received the doll from her grandmother, and it had been locked away in a trunk for many years. Her daughter was very young, so she immediately brought it to the museum because it was so fragile and gave her a weird feeling.
Oh, okay, that's very believable. Yeah.
Upon further investigation, though, it seems that the curator may have gone back to the donor after paranormal activity began in the museum. Several articles claim that upon further questioning, the donator of the doll had not been exactly upfront about her experiences with Mandy.
The plot.
Bum, bum, bum. In reality, the donor had come to the conclusion that the doll might be more than she appeared to be after seeing and hearing things that led her to believe that Mandy was, in fact, haunted.
Oh, gotta give away that haunted shit. Here's this beautiful antique doll.
Yep.
It's not weird at all, so don't worry about anything that happens. Bye.
Your problem now. The donor told the curator that she heard crying coming from the unoccupied storm shelter beneath her home. When she went to investigate, she would find Mandy sitting alone in the middle of the floor.
Oh, poor thing.
Since the doll was kept in another part of the house with her other antiques and stuff, and the donor was the only one with access to her at the time, it was not possible anyone could have moved her to the cellar.
Ooh.
That would be a little freaky if you weren't used to things like that happening.
Yes. So the donor added that she had heard crying of a baby frequently, and after donating Mandy, the crying stopped, and she experienced a sense of peace that she hadn't felt since acquiring the doll.
So it feels like that first origin and this can kind of
are kind of like meshed a little bit.
Yeah.
The other one's just a little more theatrical.
Oh, sure. Finding a frozen girl, collecting a doll.
That's what I was saying. Like, she's only been mainstream for 30 years, and there's already
because she was sitting in a grandmother's attic somewhere, and then got passed to someone, and then they had her, and they were like, "Oh, just kidding. This doll is not for me."
Yep.
That's why we need an orphanage for wayward haunted dolls.
Yes. Please send us your haunted dolls.
So, what is the truth about Mandy's origins? The internet can't seem to come to a consensus, but once Mandy found herself in the Quesnel District Museum in British Columbia, her existence and the strange things that happen around her are far more documented.
Ooh.
Mandy is a doll that was created between 1900 and 1920, making her over 100 years old. She was likely made in England or Germany. She wears a white gown and a bonnet and has cracks in her face, which add to the eeriness of her appearance.
Oh, she's so cute.
She is cute. She's potentially a horseman dimple doll.
Okay, I love that.
So I couldn't find exactly. Horseman has like a bunch of like different ones. So
if she's over 100 years old, it can be hard to find.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine when she was new?
She
was so adorable,
and
but super
there are
creepy
pictures
now.
of like the horseman dolls like in their prime,
right?
And they're very cute dolls, yeah. But yeah, that I figured that out thanks to Google reverse imaging.
That's how I do lots of research, finding out what kind of babies I'm finding at thrift stores.
Yes. Once Mandy made a home in the museum, strange things began to occur. Upon arrival, Mandy was photographed and added to the collection. She'd been left overnight in the lab, and when staff arrived in the morning, they found the lab in disarray, as if a small child had thrown a temper tantrum.
She just wants to be loved and
not in a lab.
Yeah, and be around people.
There's like a whole process that they go through to like inventory and catalog.
Sure, they would have to. It's a museum.
Mm-hmm. So when she first got there, she was placed into a bag, like a plastic bag as well, to like check for bugs and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want your antiques infested with bed bugs.
And while she was in the bag, they heard a lot of like rustling and like strange sounds from the bag.
Poor thing.
They thought maybe it was like a small rodent had nestled.
They're like, oh no,
but
gross.
there
But
was
no.
nothing to
They're thinking it's
explain
mice.
the bag moving on its own.
So they're freaking out like, oh, this doll, gross, there's mice. But really, it's just her being haunted as fuck.
Yes, pretty much. So Mandy was later gifted a stuffed lamb because they figured out that she did not like to be alone.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But she didn't like to be with other dolls either.
Well,
Oh.
yeah.
So the next day, the lamb was found on the floor outside of her locked glass case.
Because why wouldn't it be? Is
Right?
she throwing a temper tantrum like, I don't want this?
This reportedly happened several times.
When
they were first trying
little
to-
kids.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mandy is also reportedly, I already said that. She's jealous of the other dolls and
kept near
can't
them.
be kept near them.
Well, that's rude, Mandy. Rude.
Yep. Staff have had a lot of different experiences with Mandy. After her arrival, staff lunches began to disappear out of the refrigerator. I thought this was really funny because I was like, is someone blaming the dog?
That's what
But no, it gets weirder. They later would find their lunches stuffed into various drawers around the building.
So she's playing a game.
Yes.
That's hilarious and rude.
Yep.
Because when you're hungry, the hanger is real.
Uh-huh.
It's real.
But that, yeah, like she wouldn't need to eat them.
Mm-mm.
But that was my first thought too.
Yeah.
And then the employee is like, if I steal everyone's lunch and eat it for myself, I can blame the dog.
But then they were finding the lunches in weird places.
Gross. And I wonder how long after they disappeared they were finding them.
Probably start to
There's
stink.
some smells going on.
Employees' personal items, such as photos, pins, and books, also began to disappear without a trace.
Oh, ghosties love to take stuff.
They do. I always
I
wonder
still
if...
can't find my pins. Sorry.
You're okay. It's just like random nonsense thoughts. I wonder if there's like a liminal space somewhere where all
things
the
can
things
be hidden. Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, there has to be. And
There
there's been
has to.
stories like that. Because Peter's dad, who has passed years and years ago now, he likes to leave coins around in weird places. And not so much anymore, but that used to happen a lot more when me and Peter were first together. And I guess it happened to Peter before we met.
Ooh,
Oh,
that is interesting.
that is interesting.
Sorry.
You're okay.
Anyway.
Unless they all the ghosts have a bag of holding or something to just put infinite amounts of things into.
Yes.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
I hope.
Regardless of... Oh, I am jumping ahead. So things disappear. Employees also state that Mandy, regardless of the case she is placed in, has on occasion mysteriously moved positions.
Adds up.
Visitors to the museum have also had some strange experiences surrounding Mandy. So these are just like random people coming in just to the museum. According to the Quesnel and District Museum website, some of the stories that have been told include a visitor from Calgary tried to videotape Mandy with no success.
Well, they didn't ask permission first.
But they were able to tape elsewhere throughout the museum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that actually, they mentioned that on a couple different websites too. Like if they ask permission, then their pictures turn out. But if they just take the picture, then it's either like blurred or something's wrong with the camera.
How rude is that?
Yeah. You don't want a picture taken without your
without your
permission.
knowledge or permission. Yeah, that's not cool.
Exactly. A visitor from Surrey reported when she returned home to her house, it had been broken into and the only item stolen was a porcelain doll. That one's kind of...
That sounds silly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that.
But it was on their official website.
Okay.
So we're going with it.
We're going to believe it, kind of.
Kind of.
We're going to
With a
believe
grain
that
of
they
salt.
believe it.
Yes. We sure are. I believe that you believe. Love you, Chasey.
Love you, Chasey.
This is going to be like a running gag now.
Poor Chase.
Gotta commit to the bit, Chase.
Yep.
Many people swear that Mandy's eyes follow them. Others have also reported that their phone or camera batteries are drained around Mandy. A couple of paranormal investigation groups have visited Mandy the doll. She's also been featured in newspapers, radio, and television in Canada and the USA. She also was featured on the Montel Williams show in April of
Fucking
1999.
Ugh, the 90s.
Mandy continues to draw crowds, and you can still visit her
I
today.
want to. I would love to visit Mandy. Can we bring her toys?
I don't know. I know she has like a scrapbook and stuff where people have like written her like notes and stuff.
Okay.
So sweet. I love that.
But I don't know if,
About
maybe.
offerings.
Yeah.
I kind of said this at the beginning, but it's just like interesting to see how like lore and stuff grows and expands around things like this, and how there's like urban legends about her now.
It's like the telephone game.
Yeah, a giant game of haunted telephone.
Oh, I love that.
And that is Mandy. Any questions?
Love that. I love that you found potentially what kind of doll she is, because I always need to know that. That is very important to me as a doll collector. And no one ever reports that, and it upsets me. When they're talking about haunted dolls, no one ever delves into like, okay, someone made this doll. Who made this doll? It's not a handmade, homemade kind of a situation. So
yeah. I was hoping they would have it on the museum website.
Oh,
they are not losers.
They did not. They might have it in like their catalog or whatever. So no shade, but a little shade actually.
Right? Or when people have haunted dolls, they're never like showing the markings on the doll, like the makers, if there's a maker's mark.
So the horseman will have like a signature on their foot, but she's always wearing like cute little socks.
So you never see her feet.
So she could be a horseman or she could be a knockoff. But she looks a lot.
In the doll world, we would call it a clone.
A clone. Okay. Okie dokie.
And sometimes clone dolls can fetch a pretty penny. Like Barbie, certain Barbie clones from other manufacturers trying to compete with Barbie can go for a lot of money. So if you find one, don't be like, oh, this isn't a real Barbie. It's worthless. Just bring it to me.
Just send it our way.
Send it this way, please. Well, cool, Mandy. I want to go see her.
Like her. She seems like a little playful.
Yeah, silly. So, okay. Do you think the doll is actually haunted, like as in possessed? As in the spirit lives in the body of the doll?
I do not
I think
so.
There's an attachment and it uses the doll to interact.
As a conduit, yeah.
Okay, that's what I think about all haunted dolls.
Same. I don't think that it's
I don't think entities are like possessing inanimate objects.
Right. My mind always goes to like when people talk about haunted dolls is like first demonic. I first think of Annabelle. Always. And then I think of like maybe like more of a trickster type energy.
That's what I always think.
And then it's like, okay, it's probably just like just having fun.
Right. We can't go straight to demons all the time, people.
I know. It's so bad.
And the more I learn about Ed and Lorraine Warren, the more I'm like, we're squinting at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hard squint.
Yes.
It also goes back to like their religious practice, and that's kind of how they form their, probably.
Yeah, right. Because people view the world through their experiences and beliefs.
Sure. Yes. And I really want to believe that if demons are real, I could become one, and I would become a succubus, because being a female sex demon sounds like a lot of fun. Men for the entirety of my afterlife? Come on, guys!
Yes.
Poor Peter.
But I also wonder with something like this, if like she gave it to the museum, a couple weird things happened, maybe someone was stealing lunches, the ball got rolling, and so there was this like collective
lore around her.
And then they made an egregore, or is that the right word?
A
type of tulpa, yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm just gonna jujule that.
Gotta jujule.
I think I kind of spelled it right even. Cool.
Ooh.
There are multiple. Okay, an egregore is a non-physical entity or thought form. Okay, thought form.
Yes.
That arises from the collective thoughts and emotions of a group of people. Okay, so potentially, yeah, it could be that. Or all of this energy gives whatever entity is there. Say there is an actual entity, but it's got well fed now.
Yes.
So it has the ability to do a lot more shenanigans.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense too.
Yeah.
So, Guess we'll have to visit her to
Guess
find
we'll
out.
have to visit to find out. I would love to fuck around and find out.
Mhm.
All right.
All
Thanks,
right.
Kai.
Yeah.
We are going to travel to Texas.
Chaos.
To, is it this tab? Nope, wrong tab. Okay, here we go. The historic Jefferson Hotel in Jefferson, Texas, which is the home of Eddie the Haunted Doll.
Ooh,
Have you guys
Eddie.
seen him?
I'm gonna look him up
Not.
right now.
He is so fucking adorable. I want one of these dolls so badly. But there are none for sale on eBay as of me doing this research. He's so cute. Okay.
Oh. Cute.
The gasp.
So cute is a subjective term.
He's giving Chucky.
I know. We used to, when I worked at Spencer Gifts, there was a Chucky doll because we
Ooh.
sold Chucky dolls, but there was like a display model and we would fuck around with each other. We'd move it around the store. Like whoever closed would hide it to scare whoever
That's so
opened.
funny.
I love that
love
for
that.
you.
It was pretty great. That was like probably one of the most fun jobs I ever had.
Nice.
That's
Note
sounds
to
like-
self, do not fuck your manager.
Oh.
Doesn't matter how gorgeous they are, don't do it. Lesson learned.
Mm.
Sorry, that was like a cat. That caught me off guard.
Sorry.
That
I have stories. Anyway, we're talking about haunted doll stories today.
okay.
Sorry.
No, that was good.
That was so good.
Okay. Oh, calm down. Oh, you guys, I am.
It's a giggly day.
It is a
It is,
giggly day.
thankfully. It's
Mhm.
been a rough time. Anyway, okay. Jefferson, Texas is a small pre-Civil War town with a population of around 1,800 people according to the 2022 census. It boasts idyllic streets, wedding venues, historic walking tours, and one very unique hotel. The historic Jefferson Hotel. This hotel has elegant rooms themed from a bygone era and campy, quirky rooms made to delight the weirdo in us all.
Hell yeah.
But the best room, in my doll-obsessed opinion, is number 14, the dolls and stuff room.
Ooh, and stuff.
It's not
Stuff.
dildos, I looked. Sorry. Yeah, my mind always goes to that. I know. This delightful room holds many, many vintage dolls, ranging in age and states of decay. There is even a very special doll housed in his own glass case, a la Annabelle. And he is Eddie the Haunted Doll. There have been news specials, YouTube ghost hunters, and everyone in between that have dared to spend the night with Eddie. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute.
Why always the
Spooky.
glass
Because
containers?
it's like a blanket.
Yeah.
Like it's our protection, and if we put the haunted doll in
In
the
the
glass
glass
case,
container.
it can't murder us.
Gotcha.
I'm just like picturing the entity like crammed up in the case, like folding the doll, like literally. Yeah.
Oh
Fuck
my
you
gosh.
guys.
Fuck you guys. Why you always gotta put me in this case? And it seems like, from my research, he wasn't always in a case, but now, and it appeared like at one point the case might have been in the room, but now the case is like outside, mounted to the wall by the door to the room.
Okay.
Like with Eddie in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it looks like you can take him out and like play with him. Like he can be part of your visit.
Thanks,
So-
Coco.
This is another thing you guys are going to want to look up. Everybody needs to look up this hotel. It is so cool. I want to go there. Okay, so Eddie himself is a 1967 That Kid who was a doll that was manufactured by Hasbro. This doll was only produced for 1 year, making
Ooh.
Eddie a very rare collectible.
Ooh.
And in the original advertisement for Eddie, it states that he says, 4 tough guy phrases. So Eddie
Ooh.
definitely wants to throw down.
Okay.
Eddie wants to.
Call Zach.
Call
Eddie
Zach.
wants to throw down. He was originally $11.88. So in today's money, $11.88 is $102. Fuck inflation.
Mm.
But as a collectible, I couldn't find what he sells for these days because there were none for sale. And there is a website called WorthPoint that is like a database of what objects have sold for on places like eBay, but they want you to pay to see stuff, and I'm not doing it.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah, because it's like an unreasonable amount they want you to pay. And I'm like, yeah, no thanks. But I gather from my research that they cost a pretty penny these days because I looked on a doll collector's website to get information about him that I will name and talk about in just a second. And they have one, but he's missing some parts and stuff. And they're like, I can't afford to get one like in a box.
Okay.
That has everything and works. So I have gathered these tidbits about Eddie from the Planet of the Dolls website, which I haunt frequently when doing my doll research.
Ew.
Which, yes, I am a grown-ass woman who does research about dolls.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Craig. According to the Planet of the Dolls, the phrases he said are as follows. When you raised his right arm, he said, "Hey, that's my pitching arm." When you pulled his ear and tilted his head left or right, he said, "Let go of my ear." These are very tough guy phrases, you guys.
I'm so scared.
When you sat him down, he would say, "Can I come too?"
That's the creepiest one.
He was like he was marketed as your very own little brother. He was like made to appeal to boys. And it's like their little brother who's a doll.
Yeah.
Okie
I mean, there's a reason he was only manufactured for a year. No one wanted this.
No.
Okay. And when you took the slingshot out of his back pocket and thus out of a slot in his bottom, he said, "You better put that back or the monster will get you."
Oh my God.
I know.
That's so ominous.
Yeah, well, 1967.
Or the monster.
The monster.
Is he the monster? Is he gonna
The monster under your
scary?
bed? I don't know. The monster in your closet? I don't know. He just says, "Or the monster will get you."
Yikes.
Nice.
Slay. 8.
And then if you picked him up and hugged him, he'd say, "Put me down. You're funny looking."
Savage.
He really does want to throw
He
hands.
really does. Oh. Sorry.
No, sorry. I hate to think of any of those phrases like being in a distorted manner, like gross and like, you know.
Like how
Like
old
when
doll sounds when
Yeah.
the battery's like dying. Put
Yeah.
me down. You're funny looking.
Yes.
Dramatic reenactment.
For your listening pleasure.
You guys are so lucky that we're so delightful. Okay. So this is my own thoughts about him right here. He is really just a charming little red-headed freckled fella. The Eddie the haunted that kid doll appears to be in good condition. This is the one at the Jefferson Hotel. However, he is missing his little hat and his slingshot. He doesn't appear to be able to talk anymore, so he doesn't say his tough guy phrases.
Damn.
I know.
So we don't get the
I know.
Unless we do, because he's haunted.
Ooh.
Or we just bring some fucking batteries.
Or we you literally.
He
we're
really
like,
does
"Tee."
work. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So he resides with a bunch of other crispy babies in the hotel.
Crispy?
Oh, wait. Yeah. Some of them are crispy babies. Like, they're the composite dolls that kind of crack and rot funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that word.
Okay.
That's it.
Da-da-da-da. And so the hotel bills itself as the most haunted hotel in the world. The hotel obviously follows the trope of being a brothel and a speakeasy at one point in its history, and that is what is credited for a good amount of the ghostly activity.
Nice.
The hotel embraces their many spirits and has a Book of the Dead at the front counter for guests to record their spooky encounters from their stay. This hotel deserves its own episode to do the hauntings justice, so I'm going to calm my tits down and focus on Eddie because this is a haunted doll episode, not a haunted hotels episode.
It's okay. Tell me all the haunting.
I know, right? From my research on the hotel's website and the many YouTubers that have created videos featuring Eddie, It seems he and his other doll friends that live in room 14 have been caught moving around on their own. There is a video of Eddie, oh Lord, Entity. Eddie the Entity. There's a video of Eddie, oh God, of this fucking doll with 2 female YouTubers doing a voice box session with him, and he tells them to leave and to stop bothering him.
Oh, that sounds like in character phrase.
I had to cackle at this because they were very annoying and cringy to watch, which is why I'm not mentioning their channel name. A channel called Paranologies caught video of his arm moving on its own, which was fucking freaky.
Ooh.
It was so good. During a spirit box session where the doll or the entity attached to the doll clearly states its name. Like crystal clear.
Ooh.
It was so good. Very cool video. Eddie doesn't seem to be malicious, and he seems to like to perform for the people who come to see him. It seems that the doll room as a whole is very active, so if you take the time and money to visit Eddie, you will not be disappointed. I want to go stay in the doll room so badly. I think we should book 3 different rooms there for 3 nights and take turns staying alone in each of the rooms with us.
Yes, I'm so fucking down.
Yeah. And if we get too scared, we'll like scurry over to where someone else is staying and like knock on the door and be like, can I sleep on your floor? Is that too scary?
Literally. Some spooky. I'm down.
And I couldn't find where they got any of the dolls. So I don't know. And I don't know this particular Eddie. I don't know why there would be something attached to it. And who knows if it's just something in the room that has taken a liking to the dolls and they just use them. So like he may not have been haunted initially from the get-go, but now he is part of the haunting because he is a conduit for the entity to manipulate.
Yes. Someone had a reaction like Craig at the beginning. Ooh, that's scary. The entity was like,
oh, yeah.
I can get a reaction like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people are just inherently creeped out by dolls.
Yeah.
I am not one of those people. I don't know what is wrong with me.
Most dolls, I used to have like porcelain dolls all over. Like I was never afraid of dolls growing up or anything. But sometimes you can like look at a doll and it's a little bit.
There's some that you're like, oh, there is something not quite right with this particular doll. Yeah. And sometimes you look at a doll and you're like, I think you just need to come home with me and I like you. And there's some good energy around you that I'm really like, we vibe well together.
You're coming home with me.
You're coming home with me. Gross. Okay. And so that is Eddie the Haunted Doll.
I like him.
Cool.
Do you guys have any questions, concerns, comments?
The premise of like why he was made is real interesting to me.
Yeah. And it's because you guys are so young. Do you remember the My Buddy dolls and the Kid Sister dolls?
I do not.
So in the 80s, it was the 80s and maybe into the 90s, there was My Buddy and Kid Sister dolls that were the same idea of like having a doll that's a bigger doll, like the size, of a toddler.
Is that how big Eddie is? Is like
Eddie is, no, he's like 22.5 inches, I think.
Okay.
So he's not quite as big as like the My Buddy and Kid Sister dolls. They were bigger because that was the same idea of like giving a kid a little brother or a little sister or like a buddy to have.
Okay.
I guess this was the era of latchkey kids and only children.
Okay.
Like only children started to become a thing more, I guess. I don't really know. That's not an accurate fact. That is just me.
Speculation.
That's speculation. So, yeah. And they were, I don't know how successful they were, but like my friend had 2 of them. The Kid Sister dolls. And then one of my friends had a little brother who had the My Buddy doll. And that is the doll that Chucky was.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So My Buddy, good guys.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That was fun.
There was fun.
So many haunted dolls.
I know.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Do you guys know, or have you seen those dolls that are like, they like face them towards walls or corners and they...
Yes.
Those?
Time out doll.
Yes.
Misty had one.
Those unsettle. Like,
Time.
of the dolls,
They are
those unsettle
unsettling.
me.
Those will
Out
scare
dolls.
the shit out of you. So Misty, our aunt, had one of those in the late 90s, early 2000s eras. No, it was the 90s. Solidly in the 90s because she was a senior in high school.
Why?
And I was a freshman, and it would scare the shit out of everyone because she had it like up in her room, and her room was like kind of open. It wasn't fully enclosed. So you would go up the stairs and look over and see this kid standing there. Oh, it was fucking awful. Everybody hated it, and she thought it was hilarious.
Why are they faceless?
Because they're in a corner. Like,
They're
you
just
put
like-
them in a corner, and so you only see them from behind.
Uh-huh. But like, are they like actually just don't have any facial
Yeah,
features?
it's
They're
just-
like covering their face.
Yeah.
Is what the picture
They're
looks
blank.
like.
Yeah.
They're blank, yeah.
At least most of the ones that I've seen have no face.
Do their hands like move away from their face, or are they like pinned there, kind of?
I don't know. I never touched that fucker.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, as you
Meant to
shouldn't.
evoke a specific emotion, and so they don't need a face. Or
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There is an example of one in the movies. They're part of the Annabelle universe. It's like the family's house is haunted, and there's the red door. One of the movies is the red door. It's like the last one.
Not Insidious.
Insidious, yeah.
Oh, that's not Annabelle. Annabelle?
I thought it's part of the Ed and Lorraine Warren universe.
I thought Insidious had like the one psychic chick that's different.
The old lady, yeah.
Yeah.
And she gets possessed.
But doesn't Ed like play the actor?
Oh, it's just
Yeah.
that same actor.
Uh-huh.
It's not the Ed and Lorraine.
But I've heard that they're all like the
Coordinated.
Nun, Insidious, and Annabelle are all connected in the same
Oh.
universe. I could be really wrong, and that's
I feel like I could also be wrong, but
But anyway, the
yeah.
Insidious movies, they
Yeah.
have an example of one like running around the fucking house.
oh,
Ew.
Yeah, and he's like in a
Is that
sailor
what that-
suit.
is that what
Mhm.
that ghost is
Yeah.
based on? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Ooh,
Yikes.
hard pass.
Yep.
Okay, I know exactly what you are talking about now.
Why would they just make those dolls though?
Yeah, because he's like standing
Time
against
out
the wall.
doll.
Yeah,
Because people are sick. Have you met humans,
Yeah,
Craig?
I have, unfortunately. But like, this will be a
This is
fun,
a
like,
great
little
idea.
punishment.
It's
like,
some like old grandma being
Mm.
like, I hate those fucking grandkids. I'm gonna scare the shit out of those little shits.
yeah,
yeah.
scary.
Anyway, haunted
Anyway,
doll
Haunted
episode.
dolls.
Episode.
Everyone, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We want to hear your spooky stories.
Send them to us at seancewithmysiblings@gmail.com.
Yeah, tell us
Please.
about your haunted dolls.
Yes, send me your haunted dolls
Yeah.
that you don't want. Watch our TikToks.
Yeah, we have a TikTok, Seance with My Siblings.
You
And-
can watch actual S-Box sessions
Mhm.
there.
Yes.
We also have a Instagram, Seance with My Siblings. Also.
See our spooky cemetery photo shoot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It wasn't that spooky.
It
wasn't spooky,
It wasn't spooky
but it was
at all.
at the cemetery.
It was fun. It was super fun.
Yeah.
Rate and review,
Yes, please.
please.
Please. And don't forget to rate and review other podcasts you like.
Yeah, because it helps them and us get found.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.